Community-driven peace building. Session 4. Service, a powerful tool for peace building. The global ethic, a basis for community peace building. We began this study series with a discussion about the pros and cons of globalization. One conclusion was that while technology has advanced rapidly to an amazing degree, we have been left with a values deficit. How can we bridge this gap between our technological progress and our limited progress in building a moral and ethical global society? A great and a very intentional effort is needed. To engage in such a monumental task, we need a common vision that encompasses our diverse humanity and conveys the essence of our unity in diversity. In India, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam envisions the unity of mankind as one family, which offers a compelling foundation for peace building. The ideals implicit in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam are universal and hence resonate globally. Similarly, in GPF's work around the world across all varieties of religion, culture, and nationality, we have found that the vision of one family under God is generally embraced. Even while there has been a broad articulation of our interconnectedness as one human family, it is the deeper, basic realization of what fundamentally binds us together, the basis for all life and the source of our rights and responsibilities towards ourselves and one another, that brings a deeper connection. A proven method to realize unity in diversity at the grassroots level is to focus on the values shared by diverse people. In this way, we can encourage community engagement to create trust, build social cohesion, and solve problems. We have given examples of this method within the work of GPF in specific areas and countries. How can we encourage a consensus on globally shared values which is similar in nature to the concept of the global ethic? The global ethic is not a new idea. It has an interesting history and a direct connection to India. Chicago, USA was elected to hold the exposition of the World's Fair in 1893. This was the backdrop for the Parliament of World Religions, along with many other formal international gatherings on different topics assembled there. On September 11, 1893, the Parliament of World Religions began the first day of speeches. In the afternoon, Swami Vivekananda spoke representing Hinduism. Having made the long journey from India for this august occasion, an account of his reception by the crowd, made by an older woman who was in attendance, Mrs. S. K. Blodgett, later related, when the young man got up and said, "Sisters and brothers of America," 7,000 people rose to their feet as a tribute. The unity and equality of the world's religions is the core of Vivekananda's teachings. This historical gathering of the Parliament of World Religions is seen today as the beginning point of formal interreligious dialogue worldwide. To honor Vivekananda's contribution, the centenary of this event was held in 1993 in Chicago with a gathering of 8,000 people. It was at this commemoration that the Declaration Towards a Global Ethic was presented. Towards a Global Ethic. Initial Declaration, also known as Global Ethic, expresses a shared set of core values found in the teachings of the world's religious, spiritual, and ethical traditions. The Global Ethic, mostly drafted by Professor Hans Kung in consultation with several hundred leaders and scholars, became an official declaration of the Parliament of the World's Religions in 1993. For the first time in history, representatives of all the world's religions agreed that there are common ethical commitments foundational to each of their traditions. One of the primary scholars working together with Professor Kung at that time was Dr. Leonard Swidler. Dr. Swidler emphasizes that the work of scholars and the endorsement of religious and ethical leaders are essential, yet they must be implemented first and foremost at the grassroots level to demonstrate the true relevance and importance of a global ethic. Its efficacy will be shown in time with dialogue, experiences, and engagement to deepen connections among all people. Though it is a long-term endeavor, there is particular urgency for it today. One who took immediate action was the Dalai Lama. He was the first religious leader to sign the declaration at the Parliament of World Religions in 1993, and he has written 2 books explaining and urging the adoption of a global ethic. The Dalai Lama calls for educators to include secular universal ethics in the education of youth worldwide. He talks about global ethics when he gives presentations and has even written articles for many prominent news outlets such as the Washington Post and the Times Tribune. The global ethic can be read and one can even sign it at this link. A common thread throughout the Dalai Lama's teachings is a deep sense of our common humanity and global interconnectedness. In this age of globalization, the time has come for us to acknowledge that our lives are deeply interconnected and to recognize that our behavior has a global dimension. When we do so, we will see that our own interests are best served by what is in the best interests of the wider human community. By contrast, if we concentrate exclusively on our inner development and neglect the wider problems of the world, or if, having recognized these, we are apathetic about trying to solve them, then we have overlooked something fundamental. Apathy, in my view, is itself a form of selfishness. There have been numerous efforts to establish such a global ethic through projects like Towards a Declaration of a Global Ethic, Charter for Compassion, Center for a Global Ethic, and others. Leading political, economic, and religious figures, including the Dalai Lama, Hans Kung, Leonard Swidler, Karen Armstrong, and many others, have actively advocated for such a global ethic, yet wider consensus has still not been achieved. Globalization stretches us in many directions and dimensions. We can expand our thinking and our sense of belonging and begin to sense the human family as being interconnected. In the past, religions were not accustomed to working together on social problems, nor did they feel called to do so. However, in recent history, this is changing. Service, a tool for peace building. In the beginning of this study series, we discussed concepts like identity-based conflict and how focusing on our shared identity as one human family is a pathway to the resolution of this conflict. One very effective way to become aware of our shared identity is through service or volunteering. That is why service is a tool for peace building. It is natural to feel a sense of belonging and compassion for our own group, whether it be our ethnicity, religion, or nationality. This has been proven to be a basic need for each of us as human beings. Do we, however, feel compassion and belonging to our shared identity, the human family? Do we naturally feel empathy towards someone who is suffering and who looks very different than we do, speaks a different language, or has a different perspective on real life issues? Most likely, we would all respond differently to this question. Doing service and volunteering is a concrete way to grow our emotional sense of belonging to another group and to the larger human family. The transformative power of engaging with people from diverse backgrounds, perspectives, and experiences is undeniable. When we meet other members of our one human family, we can positively change our minds, our attitudes, and behaviors. Performing collaborative acts of service, such as working together and building things, unites people from diverse backgrounds to work toward and achieve a common goal. As we depend on each other, working together as diverse and distinct groups, achieving one purpose, we are uniting and forming relationships based on our humanity. We are generating compassion for people we are serving and stepping out of our own comfort zones to have new experiences. Volunteering is a wonderful way to meet new friends as well as strengthen existing connections with friends, family, or co-workers. Sometimes we find ourselves in painful circumstances, perhaps experiencing a tragedy in our life. In this kind of situation, it is easy to intensely focus on oneself. For example, one may become unexpectedly unemployed or lose a family member or a loved one. And the act of helping others can bring one out of oneself and give life fresh meaning. It provides each of us with a renewed sense of purpose. Mahatma Gandhi says, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Serving others is a substantial way to express that every person counts, demonstrating that everyone is important, each life matters, and each life has value. Service is willingly giving our time, effort, and energy. While helping others, we also receive so much back. If we ever feel that we take for granted our blessings or our good fortune, serving others in less fortunate circumstances fosters empathy. There are many religions that advocate a tradition of serving Indian society. For example, the Sikh community has long been recognized for its deep-rooted culture of service and compassion, exemplified through its practices of langar and selfless volunteering. Service or seva is considered a fundamental aspect of Sikhism, emphasizing the importance of helping others and promoting equality. The langar, a community kitchen found in Sikh gurudwaras, epitomizes the spirit of service. It offers free vegetarian meals to anyone, regardless of faith, caste, or social status. This remarkable tradition addresses the basic need for nourishment and creates an environment of inclusivity, fostering unity and breaking down barriers. By providing sustenance to the hungry, the Sikh community showcases its dedication to the humanitarianism and peace building. The langar is a powerful symbol of Sikh values, promoting social harmony and inspiring people from diverse backgrounds to unite for the greater good. Through their unwavering commitment to service, the Sikh community is a beacon of hope, demonstrating that acts of kindness and selflessness can positively impact the world and contribute to a more peaceful and equitable society. Service changes us and gets us out of our heads. It is experiential learning. Some things in life cannot be fully explained. Volunteering is one of those things that one must do and experience in order to understand. Through service and volunteering, our hearts become engaged. Mahatma Gandhi states, "Service can have no meaning unless one takes pleasure in it. When it is done for show or for fear of public opinion, it stunts the man and crushes his spirit. Service which is rendered without joy helps neither the servant nor the served." Nepal Peace Home is a powerful example of service as a tool of peace building. This orphanage, for what Nepal refers to as conflict victim children, lies in rural Sarlahi, 30 kilometers from the border of India, amidst fields of sugarcane, with temperatures ranging from freezing to over 37.7 degrees Celsius. The village has no running water and intermittent electricity. For 12 years, from 1996 to 2006, Nepal suffered through a violent Maoist insurgency. The fathers of the children at Nepal Peace Home, being both policemen and Maoists, were among the 13,000 that lost their lives in the struggle. The goal of Nepal Peace Home is to not only provide shelter and education for the children, but to bring about substantial reconciliation between the Maoists and Nepali civilians through the forging of deep friendships and community. This is deep work of reconciliation, a labor of love, and more can be understood by going to the website. Through volunteer work, you may overcome the personal challenges of leaving your comfort zone and doing something new with people you may not know. The strength and beauty of our world, of our myriad of cultures, is its tremendous diversity. Service done based on shared values is one key which has the potential to unlock the strengths of this diversity. Relationships based on universal principles and core values are the bricks that we use to build bridges over the divides that have caused conflicts. We will understand and feel that there is not us versus them. There is only us. We can finally discover what the common good is when we begin to know each other based on our very humanity. In this time of globalization, of technology and economy, we also need a powerful global awakening to our spiritual interconnectedness. This will enable us to unlock our potential for lasting peace and sustainable development. People who want to be of service can change the world. The good news is that this is not an overwhelming, unattainable task. We can start today in our homes and communities. How will you begin?